that you will absolutely accept the result of this election?
I will look at it at the time. I'm not looking at anything now. I'll look at it at the time. What I've seen is so bad. First of all, the media is so dishonest and so corrupt, and the pile-on is so amazing. The New York Times actually wrote an article about it that they don't even care. It's so dishonest, and they've poisoned the minds of the voters. But unfortunately for them, I think the voters are seeing through it. I think they're going to see through it. We'll find out on November 8th, but I think they're going to see through it. She shouldn't be allowed to run. She's guilty of a very, very serious crime. She should not be allowed to run. And just in that respect, I say it's rigged. Because she should never have been allowed to run for the presidency based on what she did with emails and so many other things.
Despite that lack of evidence, Trump announced he will hold a press conference on Monday, where he claimed he will provide proof for allegations of fraud that have been thoroughly disproven. That press conference is now very much in doubt. Multiple sources tell ABC News that Trump's legal advisors have told him that holding such a press conference with more dubious claims about election fraud in Georgia would only complicate his legal problems. His lawyers have asked him to cancel that press conference. The status of it is now very much up in the air. But of course, if he comes forward, Michael, those allegations in Georgia have been thoroughly disproven over and over and over again.
Well, John, let's see if he takes the advice of his lawyers. Thank you so much.
First in this summer indictment tour. And right now, Trump seems worried in a way that is sort of unusual for him, at least publicly. We don't know what he does behind the scenes. After promising for days he would hold a major news conference tomorrow on Monday to finally unveil those apparently irrefutable claims of election fraud, he canceled, citing the advice of his lawyers. Just think about that for a moment. So for Donald Trump to back out and openly admit he did anything at the request of his lawyers, well, one, that's a new thing, but it can only really mean one thing. He's scared. And frankly, he should be. So he's trying everything he can, from the old playbook, just dusting it off, to try and delay any trials, distract, and of course, his favorite, paint the prosecutors who have charged him as political actors out to get him. But here's the thing.
You know, every time Donald thinks things are not going in his direction, he claims whatever it is rigged against him. The FBI conducted a year-long investigation into my emails. They concluded there was no case. He said the FBI was rigged. He lost the Iowa caucus. He lost the Wisconsin primary. He said the Republican primary was rigged against him. Then Trump University gets sued for fraud and racketeering. He claims the court system and the federal judge is rigged against him. There was even a time when he didn't get an Emmy for his TV program 3 years in a row, and he started tweeting that the Emmys were rigged against him.
Should have gotten it.
This is a mindset. This is how Donald thinks. And it's funny, but it's also really troubling.
Okay.
Now, that is not the way our democracy works. We've been around for 240 years. We've had free and fair elections. We've accepted the outcomes when we may not have liked them. And that is what must be expected of anyone standing on a debate stage during a general election.
Never had it. Never will.
This is not a dream.